Koreas and others. Now, that's what America should do.
It also keeps the innovation here in the United States.
That's right.
Instead of innovation happening overseas. If you think about it, traditionally the U.S. has been in that role, and it's been successful because we hold the patents and we license the technology. And usually the return on that is far greater than manufacturing, which has lower returns because it's a regular process, right? You're always looking to economize to build your profits. Here, if you can innovate, you always skim a nice fat chunk right off the top when that item becomes manufactured, even if it's in another country.
That's right. And folks, only Apple makes its monitors right here in the United States. Rest of them made in Japan, made in Taiwan, made in China, made in India, made in everywhere else except here.
You wonder where the people are, because you're exactly right. You go to a store these days, all the products are made overseas, and usually all the store staff is, they're not Caucasian, right? I mean, if you notice, you have a lot of mix now in stores and in the staff that works there. I see a lot of Indians, Hispanics, Latinos, African community working, but you wonder, where's everybody else gone? I mean, are they working in different kinds of businesses? I just wonder what the evolution looks like from a market perspective of demographic patterns.
You know, this is summer. You go to the beaches. You go to any restaurant on the beach, or you go to the ones that paddle you. Folks, all of them are from Eastern Europe. None of them are from the United States.
I just think we have niches, you know, and it's not a bad thing. I just think it gives opportunity on a socioeconomic ladder to everybody. But it does make you wonder, where are people, where are the demographics landing?
But I don't know if the movement Made in America is going to get started. And I think our government is a little queasy. They don't want to anger the Europeans and the Chinese. I mean, we are borrowing money from China like crazy. But I really, truly feel somebody should start the movement Made in America 70%. In other words, 70% of whatever you wear, whatever you carry, whatever you look at, made in America.
It's amazing to me how economic tough times really breeds creativity. For example, did you know that in certain towns across the country, towns especially that are hit hard by the economy, many are resorting to printing their own local currency?
That's nothing new. California was doing their IOU checks. Go to any casino, they have their own currency.
But think about it. You could go to, for example, Berkshire, Massachusetts, and buy the Berkshire, which is a local currency. You can literally go to the bank and give them dollars and buy these Berkshires instead. Here's the idea. You spend these Berkshires locally in the community, so your dollars goes further. Those Berkshires will give you discounts on services and products that are produced locally. So it's a way to infuse cash and currency to the local front. You know, many of us go to Walmart and buy our products.
That's an excellent idea.
Exactly. And if you think about it, I mean, there are many local products and produce that winds up at your supermarket, or it doesn't sometimes. And what a great way for us to support local charities, local products and companies. I mean, farmers markets. This is a fantastic idea, and Berkshire, Massachusetts is not alone. There are many such communities that are trying to do this, including Ithaca. They came out with the 8th hour in Ithaca We Trust dollar that is worth a little more than $1. And this idea is catching on. It's not always successful. It wasn't in Ithaca, but it certainly is in Massachusetts.
You know, in Washington, D.C., the debate is going on right now as to spend the money with local businesses. District of Columbia government does not believe in that, because they're still of the opinion that, you know, when you say small, you say disadvantaged, somehow we are talking about community. That's not good businesses. Well, folks, that was a long time ago. Now they're professional businesses. They're local businesses. And what they're trying to do, let the government spend locally, so that each dollar that they spend in town comes back through the economy as $1.6.
Wow.
That's exactly what is happening here. So what they're doing here is making sure that the town money is spent in the town.
And I think it does a lot to build that community feeling, to build that, you know, sense that you belong to something. I think maybe this has a potential to get carried away, but I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean, if it is exchangeable for dollar to dollar, I really don't see any problem with that.
Well, actually, you know, the benefit of trying to use these local currencies is that your dollar might go further. For example, you know, your dollar might be worth $1.15 in Berkshire dollars.
Yeah.
So that way, at least you can get a nice discount if you're looking at some local product or service. But good story, and, you know, maybe this way keeps some people employed as well.
And moving on, folks, everybody knows Mr. Nandan Nilekani. He was the CEO of Infosys, and of course he retired from Infosys, wrote a brilliant book, but now Prime Minister Manmohan Singh has hired him to do the mother of all IT projects in India. That is, 1.2 billion people are going to receive an ID card with a chip inside. You know, he says that there is just so much corruption in India, and I did not know this, that 80% of the people that are supposed to receive certain benefits don't get it. They started an ID program, and they were distributed to people with the black and white picture and all that. And of course, it was selling in the black market in no time flat. But this time he's saying that there's going to be iris scans and thumbprints and photo. I mean, no one will be able to transfer that particular ID card. Tata Consultancy actually did one of those with 2.5 million people in villages, and they made sure that every one of them had a bank account. In other words, they brought 2.5 million people that were not counted in the economy into the economy. And everybody knows in India there are two separate economies. One is the white and one is the black. That's what they call it. So his mission in life, and if he's successful, it'll be the greatest thing he has ever done, will be to make sure every Indian is accounted for. Even though this project, initial budget $20 million, but Prime Minister Manmohan Singh has given him a cabinet secretary position, and he can go anywhere he wants to go. This is going to take him 10 years, but if India can do this, they will have that business, outsourcing business, what they call it, all over the world. That will be the biggest market boost for India, and it will be one man, Nandan Nilekani.
There was a good article in the Washington Post jobs section about whether or not happy hour is an important thing. You know, a lot of people shy away or they duck away when happy hour comes around at the end of a work week, and a lot of us choose not to go, but there is some evidence that says employers look favorably upon employees when they do participate in some socializing after work.
Yeah, it should be called happy hour. If you say it happy, I'm going to a happy hour, all of a sudden there is a happiness on your face. So it's good.
I think it helps also with, you know, your manager perceiving you as a 9-to-5 person that just comes in, does their work, and leaves. But if you spend that extra bit of time, it builds camaraderie. At least that's what the article alleges here, is that that little bit of time you spend outside in a non-work environment with your coworkers actually breeds camaraderie, which then can help you on projects and on